Matt with Stout Sportsmen. I am doing our fantasy fishing video today without Scott. We are on kind of opposing shifts at the moment, so no chance of a live stream for this one. But this is going to be for the St. Lawrence River 2020 Elite Series Bassmaster. A couple of changes this year going on. They changed the venue. Normally it's been in Waddington, New York, and now it has moved down to Clayton, New York. So Clayton's a little bit closer down to the mouth of Lake Ontario. So I think a lot of the guys will probably, maybe not a lot of them, but some of the guys will actually venture out into the main lake area and see what they can't find. But as of right now, and this is, I believe it's Tuesday morning, I believe the Canadian side waters are off limits as of right now. That may or may not change before day one. Uh, Tournament is running July 23rd through the 26th. So today's the 21st, Tuesday. So it's going to be starting up Thursday, kind of like we normally do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then championship Sunday. Takeoffs are starting at 6:45 a.m. and weigh-ins daily are at 3 p.m. All right, so since I'm doing this myself, this is not a live stream. This is pre-videoed, but I'm going to go through my picks first and some of the reasons I picked them, and some stats, stuff like that. And then I'm going to go through Scott's picks. I'm not going to go over Stout Sportsman picks. I think that's something that we'll just kind of throw together, the two of us, before Thursday morning. And actually, three of the five picks, Scott and I both have the same. So that'll kind of be good. That'll be easy to cover. But yeah, all right. I'm going to start out with mine. So my A group, also Scott too, but my A group, I'm going with Keith Combs. As of right now, he's picked 5.9%. A little bit of his history at the St. Lawrence over the past 3 years. 2017, he finished 31st. 2018, he finished 7th. And last year, he finished in 4th place. So he's progressively getting better. When you think Keith Combs, like when I think of him as more of like a deep crankbait guy, which, mostly for largemouth. But when you think about where the fish are going to be this year for the St. Lawrence, most of those fish are going to be in deeper waters. So he may do some deep cranking. I'm not totally up to date on his drop shot abilities, but I mean, if you're a fisherman, you should be able to drop shot, especially if you're in the Bass Elite Series. All right, my B group. B group was a little bit tough for me on who I wanted to go with. It was pretty much coming down to Ray Hanselman and Stetson Blaylock. I ended up going with Ray Hanselman. He's kind of one of those guys that I do go with quite often, even though he's a Texas guy, so he's a little bit. You'd think he'd be a little bit out of his element up here, but really he's not. Last year, 2019, he finished 7th place up there on the St. Lawrence, so that's pretty solid. And another big factor that I did go with him is he's only at 2.6% picked. So to me, I'm trying to make up a lot of ground because I've done pretty horrible this year in fantasy. So I'm trying to make up ground. I'm trying to pick up a solid pick that doesn't have a large percentage. C group was kind of tough as well. I mean, there's a lot of top quality guys in there. I mean, you got people like Chris Aldane, Seth Feider, Brandon Palaniuk, and just I've kind of pondered back and forth with a lot of those guys, and I ended up settling with going with Jeff Gustafson. I mean, he's an Ontario guy, so most likely, and honestly, he's probably fished the St. Lawrence quite a bit. And also, he was 9.2% picked. So one of the reasons I went with him. Lower percentage picked helped me gain back some points, and it should be a pretty solid pick. Last year, he finished 12th place on the St. Lawrence. I mean, some of the other guys, like I said, Fighter and Zeldane and Palaniuk, those guys, great picks as well. But the percentage picked for fantasy was a little bit higher, so I still wanted a solid pick, but just with a little more meat on the bones if he does well. So And D&E group, I'm just kind of going to lump these two guys together because they're brothers. D group is Corey Johnston, and E group is Chris Johnston. Corey is 52.4% picked as of right now, and 58.2 for Chris. Chris finished second place last year. I think Corey would have finished quite a bit better, but I believe Corey was the brother that had some issues, mechanical and electrical, I think, with this boat. But those two brothers, they're from Ontario, so they know the St. Lawrence pretty well. And will it be a little bit of a disadvantage with them not being able to fish the Canadian side? Maybe a little bit, but I really don't think that's going to play, factor in too much at all. One other person I want to just note for, I think it's D group. I didn't pick him just because if I didn't pick Corey Johnson, I don't want to get left in the dust. But Dustin Marion for my D group, he would be like a secondary pick for me. He is a rookie this year, but he's a local guy for me. I've seen him out fishing here, Presque Isle Bay down in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I've seen him catch lots of smallmouth, so he's used to finding them, whether it's in the Bay Area down here or whether out on the lake. But he's a very good smallmouth angler, and definitely worth consideration if you don't want to go with Corey Johnson for D bucket. I think he was only at like 2% picked, so that's just an option for you too. All right, now over to Scott's picks. His A group, like I said, was Keith Combs, same as mine, at 5.9%. 31st place 2017, 7th place in 18, and 4th place last year. So he's working his way up. That's just a solid pick. His B group is Paul Mueller. He is picked 21.9% at the moment, and last year he finished 45th. I'm not saying it's a bad pick or anything like that, but it's a little bit different. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. C group, Brandon Palaniuk. He took him 18.6% picked. And let's see, I didn't see him in the lineup from 2019, but 2018 he did finish 6th place. So he's pretty solid. He should be solid up there. And going through the punted picks on Bassmaster.com, Brandon was pretty much everybody had him, either as their number one pick or their dark horse. So not a bad pick, and only at 18.6. That's pretty solid still. And then same as my picks for D&E group, he took Corey Johnson in the D and Chris Johnson in the E group. So those are our picks. Real quick, I wanted to go over some of the weights. Let me go back to 2018. Well, actually, let me go back to 2017. 2017, Kevin Van Dam, he won the St. Lawrence tournament with 90 pounds, 3 ounces. 2018, Josh Bertrand won with 95 pounds, 3 ounce. And last year, 2019, Micah Frazier won with 87 pounds, 4 ounces. So we got a 90.3, 95.3, and an 87.4. So pretty much anywhere in there, I think it'd be pretty safe. Mid 80s to mid 90s. I really don't see him pulling anything higher than that 95.3 from 2018, but I could be wrong. The weight that I took for my team, I took 88 pounds, 3 ounces, and Scott was a little more generous. He went with 95 pounds, 7 ounces. So I know Scott's been fishing a lot of smallmouth, Lake Ontario, like Niagara River, so the other end of the lake. So he must be seeing some big weights or something, and he's looking a little ambitious. But no, that's good. I think that'd be great if we could get 95 pounds again. That'd be awesome, or even 100 pounds. But I do think you will see majority of the bags coming in, the 20, 25 pound range for smallmouth, and then he may have a couple of guys that are going to try and target some small, or not smallmouth, but the largemouth. There are decent sized largemouth up there. You just got to find them. And, maybe some of the southern guys might be fishing more for some of the largemouth than the smalls, just because their skills aren't quite as honed, maybe for, drop shotting or net rigging, whatever those guys are going to be doing. But it will be interesting. As far as I know, there's not going to be any spectators at the weigh-ins or anything like that, just because of the COVID crap that's going on. But it should be interesting. I know that Bassmaster Live is going to have pretty good coverage, and I think ESPN 2 or 3 or whatever, 14, whatever it is, they're going to be doing some coverage as well. So that will be interesting. That's really all I got right now for you, and just want to double check, make sure. I think I covered everything that I had in my notes here, but yep. Tournament starts Thursday, July 23rd, so that's 2 days from now. And so just, guys, make sure you get your picks in early enough before they lock out. Just double check here. It says rosters lock at 6 a.m. on the 23rd, 6 a.m. Eastern time. So just make sure you get it in by then. I would say definitely try and get your picks in by midnight the night before, in case they do change something. I know that they used to run a cutoff at like 11 or 12 the previous day, but just try and get your picks in for sure. And, best of luck to you guys. And hopefully Scott and I will be able to do a recap video or something early next week after this tournament's over with. And then we can kind of look forward to Lake Champlain, which will be the following week. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. This is Matt with Stout Sportsmen. And for Scott, we're out. Stay stout.